Hello, everyone. Welcome to Inera Random Talk. I hope you're doing great. I'm Aja, and today I wanted to talk to you about perfection. Okay. Now, when um, when people talk about perfection, usually they have a specific thing in mind. We are all trained by our parents, by society, by family, by friends to seek a certain level of perfection. But in reality, perfection is impossible because when we talk about divine consciousness, um, you're going to see a lot of people talk about the light, the um, everything that is good, everything that is angelic, and stuff like that. And divine consciousness, what you some people call source, others Gaia or the universe or God, is not only light. If you believe that God is everything that exists and will ever exist, well, it must contain everything. Light and everything else, mm, meaning darkness. Everything is contained in divine consciousness. Now, do we have to experience physically and personally suffering in order to know happiness? I don't think so. But we need to acknowledge that to be perfect, you need to be imperfect. This is part of the game. I mean, you cannot have one and not the other. That's what landed the Jedi in hot waters to begin with. Okay, there's gonna be a lot of Star Wars analogy in this podcast. I'm sorry, but I believe those sagas, movies, and I'm not only talking about Star Wars. I'm talking about Star Trek, Matrix. Matrix is a big one. There's a lot of stuff in Matrix. Lord of the Rings. There's a lot of movies, TV shows that have big seeds of universal truth, divine truth in there. And when we listen to it and we see it, we have a moment of, whoa, this resonate with me. That's because it's true, you know? And when you look at the reason why the Jedi fell um, and were destroyed by the Sith, and before that the Sith were destroyed by the Jedi, is because they were in each other. And the goal, if you are a bit interested in the lore around Star Wars, is achieving balance. Anakin Skywalker was supposed to achieve balance, and the Jedi misinterpreted what balance was. Balance, like the name suggests, is finding a middle ground. There's no lower ground or higher ground or whatever. But there's a middle ground. That means you have to find the spots where darkness and light meet, and you stand there, you know? You don't go to the extreme, because light is an extreme and darkness is an extreme as well. So the Jedi fell because they were embracing one extreme, rejecting the other extreme. And I'm sure you heard that quote before, which is, what you resist persists, you know? So the longer the Jedi were going to fight against the Sith and not achieving that balance, they were going to fail. And same goes for the Sith. The longer they were going to fight the light, being wanting only darkness to prevail, they were going to fail as well. So if you bring that back to your actual life and that idea of perfection, if you're looking for perfection, how are you going to attract? If you're obsessed with perfection, all you're going to attract is most of the opposites, you know, because you're rejecting part of who you are. You cannot be perfect if you don't embrace the fact that imperfection is also reality. And and in now everyday life, the way society, the way our parents help us grow, the problem is that we teach children, we teach adults to only seek perfection, and it's just gonna land us in a sick game of, you know, walking other on other people in order to reach that perfection. Is going to land you in trying to make your body as perfect as possible. Is going to land you into getting into a certain image, and it's endless as a pursuit. It's endless. It's tiresome. It's stressed. You know, I don't know how to express that even more. But you, if you're a human being and you're living on Earth, you understand what I mean. You know, even if your life is mostly good, you understand that perfection is not the goal. The goal is perfection and imperfection. It's balance. You know, it's when you find places or spaces in your mind or in your character or in your body that you feel are imperfect. That means there's other part of you that are perfect at the same time. And love, true love, starts with self-love first of all. I have a design on that in my shop if you want to check that out. But love, true love, starts with self-love, and self-love is not. I'm gonna love myself when I'm perfect. That's not gonna happen. I've been doing that for at least 20 years now, so I'm gonna tell you right away. My experience, your experience might be different, obviously, but my experience showed me that I've spent 20 years waiting for me to be perfect before loving who I was, and it's not working, you know. And 20 years is a lot of time to waste on looking for something that basically doesn't exist. So if you if you are at that point, and I understand, I live like you a normal life. I'm not, I'm not wealthy yet. I'm not yeah, I'm not the most beautiful person that exists by society standards, because I believe as divine consciousness I am beautiful. But you know, the standards of beauty, I just won't subscribe. I have my charm. I know that I'm pleasing to the eye, but I'm not someone that people are just gonna turn around in the street. Or maybe it's a day where I have a particularly I have good skin day or good hair day, or I have, you know, a pleasing makeup that day and pleasing outfit. I don't know what's going on. You know, there's some things going on that makes people look at you and say, nice. And some people, you know, when they walk in the street, you just turn around saying, whoa, what's going on here? You know, I watched a video not long ago of the actor Aaron Pierre, who just did the voiceover for Mufasa. And man, oh my God, that man is so fine. I mean, he is gorgeous, and everyone agrees, you know. But then again, he has that I believe his life was not always someone who people would just fawn over him or whatever. Success made it possible for him today to be recognized by a lot of women, or and appreciated by a lot of women. But I know that I'm not that type of person, you know. Around here, you just see it on the streets. Probably a lot of people are going to turn around and say, whoa, very beautiful, you know. There's a lot of men like this. Eden Christensen is another one. Is He has that presence, and that's beauty, you know. Who else? Chris Evans, Captain America. Just gorgeous people, you know. Um, Now those are people from Hollywood. You could say, yeah, money can make you beautiful. Yeah, I can see a lot of people that have money. They're not particularly beautiful, you know. But and there are people who don't have any money, and naturally they're just gorgeous. You know, it's not about that. It's about understanding that even if today you just look at yourself and you say, okay, I understand what you're saying, Aja, but really, when I look at myself in the mirror, objectively, there's some things that are not beautiful. You can fool me, okay? And I understand what you're saying, but I'm saying the things you're looking at because you're focusing on something that you feel like it's not beautiful, but you are overlooking everything else that is beautiful, you know? That is perfect. You are focusing on the imperfection, so obviously the more you look at imperfection, the more you're going to see imperfection. The universe is giving you every single time, every single thing you ask for. If you only focus and believe that you are not beautiful, ugly, struggling financially, that you're going to be poor forever, that you are unlovable, that you are not attractive, that you are stupid, and everything like that, the universe is going to provide proof in your reality that this is true. And you're going to reinforce that. The more you have proof, you're going to reinforce that this is indeed true. But the universe doesn't have, when I say universe, you can replace that by God or by source, depending on what you prefer. God doesn't have a preference. God wants what you want for yourself. And God would never do anything for you that you don't do for yourself. That's the first thing. People that are praying, and I just don't have anything against prayer. I don't have anything against religious rituals or whatever. People do what's best for them. We are all on a path. There's no wrong path. There's only path. One thing that I disagree with is when people try to impose their path on others, because we are all here. If you look at my previous video on the acting analogy, we are all here with a contract for a specific movie. Okay? So, if I'm here to play a specific role with a specific cast, with specific props, yeah, you just cannot come to me and say, okay, your movie is crap. Um, it's not good. You need to play in my movie. My movie is the best. You need to play. And I'm like, dude, I you have your contract, you have your script, you have your cast. Go play your movie. Let me play mine. I don't understand what's the problem here. You just you're just trying to make me. I have a job to do here. So let me do my stuff. You know. So this is something I was compelled to share with you, and it's something I really resonate with. You will tell me in the comment section if you resonate with it or not. But I believe that in order to feel peace, because at this point in my life, I just want to feel peace. I just want I just want to be stress free. I just want to be guilt free. I just want to be relaxed. I just want to enjoy life at last. I feel like I wasted too much time on nonsense. And I'm still gonna feel like I'm wasting time on nonsenses, but at least now I understand that both are part of the game. Both are part of the experience. Nothing in itself is good or bad. It's what we focus on, what our perspective is. And when I say this, you're going to say, yeah, well, someone who gets raped is obviously bad. Yeah, that act is bad because the intention and the way people, the reason why people do this is malevolent. But at the same time, we have to acknowledge and understand and accept, and I know it's difficult, that sometime we have two situations. We have this situation where we came here to experience something, and as difficult as it is, we had to go through those experiences. And there's the second case where we create not directly the event, but we create the situation, or we participate in the co creation with others in the circumstances that is going to bring to us that event, that's difficult event. It can be the loss of a child. It can be some violent act against you. It can be a violent environment. It can be neglect. It can be a lot of things. One way or another, we created that. And one way or another, we can shift things around. That's something that we need to keep in mind. And I understand that it's very hard to understand. The other day, I was thinking about something because there's a difficult there's a lot of social tension when it comes to French society. Some people are really probably not aware of this because, well, for most countries, we focus on the national news. I don't watch the news personally, but I pay attention, here and there when people talk about stuff, and that's it. But personally, I don't follow the news anymore. I think I haven't, turned on my TV for years now. But in France, there's a lot of people just, focus on immigration. Like in the U.S., they say immigrants or a specific type of society usually is people from Arab descent or immigrant from Arab or African descent, that came here and create violence or um, difficult part of cities and stuff like that, and drug traffic and everything like that. And I was thinking about that the other day. I don't know where it came about, but there's something that came to my mind, and I had this image of an old guy that was always watching the news and always saying, you know what, the streets are dangerous now. Young immigrant or young black people or young Arabs are just stealing, mobbing people and stuff like that. There's too much violence. Um, there's violence everywhere. Everything is crap and stuff like that. And I have the image of that guy finally, before he didn't, but finally having a direct violent encounter, meaning he was mugged, and he ended up saying to his close relatives, you see, I was right. I was right. I told you there was too much violence. I told you those people was, and I'm like, and I had that image in my head. I'm not crazy, by the way, but I had that image in my head, and I was like, yeah, well, you created that for yourself. What do you expect exactly? That's exactly what's going to happen because that's what you ask for. You've been saying for months, for years that there's violence. The people, I know people who live in difficult part. No, I'm not gonna see people. I'm gonna start with myself. The place where I live, my car was burned down years ago. I was I was woke up at 2 a.m. by firemen, and they said you have to check your windows if there's no smoke there, because there's cars that are burning on the parking lot. And I don't know why I knew my car was one of them. I don't know why. And when I went down and I saw my car, I was coming from the garage, by the way, and I spent a lot of money getting my car in shape, and it's just burned down. So yeah, I was a bit upset. But the place where I'm living, there's drug traffic, there's young people, there's violence, there's gunfire sometimes, and but I've never encounter anything personally except for my car that was burned down, but physically, nothing. But you have some people who live in those environments and nothing happened to them directly. Yes, they can see violence. Yes, they're in an environment, but personally, they don't get touched by it. And I truly believe it comes from the mindset. The more you focus on something, you're going to attract it. So what I want to say is look around. Perfection and imperfection, everything that is opposite, they're both part of divine consciousness. There's no people just saying, "Oh, we have to do light work, or we have to do shadow work and stuff like that." Yeah, do both, because both exist. If you choose an extreme, you just being a Jedi, and we all know what's gonna happen. What happened to the Jedi? If you do the other, you're going to be a Sith. We all know what happens to the Sith. Yes, they won for a moment, but then it went back the other way. It's just like a pendulum. You're moving to the extreme. The moment you move the pendulum with force in one way, it's going to move the other way. That's exactly what's gonna happen. So when Star Wars is created and the concept for balance was pushed forward. I believe that's why I said we're not here to learn anything. We already know. All those people who have ideas for movies or TV shows, and we find some nuggets of truth there. Where do you think that comes from? That comes from inner wisdom, from our higher self, from our divine consciousness. There's a lot of things we already know. We're just remembering stuff. And that question of perfection and perfection, let it go. It's gonna be so much easier. That's why this channel, when I started, and I've started so many channels before, I think I've already probably more than 10, and I've probably deleted 3/4 of those, because I was trying to do something perfect. I was trying to have a script. I was trying to have a video. Oh, I didn't have the right camera, the right microphone. Oh my God, I didn't have this and that. And I'm like, this channel, you know what? It's going to be what it's going to be. I'm just going to record. There's not going to be any editing, because I just want the process to be very straightforward. Because the more I put some obstacle, the more I'm looking for perfection, the more I'm just going to get myself into trouble, because I'm not going to be consistent. I know it. It happened before, it's going to happen again. I need to let go. My issues was always, and I identified it years ago. My issue was always to try to be perfect. Try to be perfect. Oh my gosh. If I didn't do that way, I'm looking at this video. Look at, he has this microphone. If I don't have this microphone, I cannot start. Yeah, no. What I'm telling you right now is just what I feel intuitively. I don't have any script. I don't have any super microphone. I don't have anything exceptional. I'm just talking to you. And if you get value from that, that's great. If you don't, that's great as well. But I don't need anything special. You don't need that too. Today, the way you are right now, you have everything you need. You are imperfectly perfect. That's that's the best way I can put it. You're imperfectly perfect, and that's great. So many things. If you look at nature, that's exactly the same thing. There's nothing that is 100% perfect. So find a place where you were comfortable and let go. And I'm telling you this, I'm a work in progress, okay? I'm not saying it's not challenging. I'm not saying it's easy. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying this is the path of least resistance. You just need to let go. And when you're doing something that is struggle, people are going to say no pain, no gain. Yeah, okay, go away. I just don't just don't want I just don't want to hear that because that's not true. If you believe in divine consciousness, you know that no pain, no gain is not true. It's not true. It's just a marketing concept, so it's not true. There's a lot of people living on easy mode right now, and they're doing it very, very stupidly easy mode. They're just using, seriously, some people's life, you're like, what the hell? Okay? What? Why am I in the survival episode right now and other people are just, you know, in a beautiful episode with with angels singing and stuff like that. What's going on here? There's a discrepancy and I don't understand. Yeah, well, I'm perfectly perfect. Let go. Something that is happening that is bad or feeling bad. Yeah, okay. It's feeling bad. Okay. Okay. But there's something good at the same time that is happening. Can you turn your focus on that thing that is good? Um, I want to go back to the body that I want that because I for a long time I was doing things where I basically put my life in pause in order for something to happen before I start enjoying myself. For example, I love fabrics. Okay, I have a sewing machine and I love fabrics, and I used to sew a few dresses, very simple dresses. I'm not really into sewing patterns because it's just if you if you like sewing, you understand. Every person that is into sewing knows that the part that we all dislike is the part where you have to cut the pattern and cut the fabric according to the pattern. That's the part that it takes some time and it's just crazy stuff. Now I just take a fabric a cloth that I already have that's fit me well, and I just wing it. Okay, so that's the way I'm doing it. And for a while now, I have a lot of fabric that I really love because I like buying fabrics, but I have a lot of them and never sew anything. And all the time, like, okay, I'm gonna wait because this fabric I like it so much. I'm gonna wait until I lose some weight before I use it because I don't want to waste it. And it's been years like this, and I have a lot of fabric that are sitting there collecting dust because I don't do anything with it because I'm waiting to have the body that I want. And years after years, it's the same thing. I'm waiting. Waiting for what? I don't know. So I'm not succeeding. Ooh, that's a bit weird. I don't have any success. I'm just gonna say it like this. I don't um I don't have success every time. No, I don't know how to say that. How do you say that? I don't succeed. Okay, let's go with that. I don't succeed in it every time, but I made myself a promise is that I'm going to enjoy. And when I don't want to do something, I don't do it. Now, I know if you don't want to go to work and you need the money to pay your rents, yeah, you probably don't have a choice there. But I mean, every single small stuff, when I feel like staying at home in my bed and I just need to meet some people because I'm in a choir and we sing every Wednesday, and sometimes just so tired and I just before I would push myself to go, and I'm like sometimes I just stay at home. I'm just like, okay, that's okay. I miss one session, maybe two. But that's okay. When I see them and I'm in a better frame of mind, it's gonna be even better. So perfection. You are perfectly perfect, ladies and gentlemen, and that's the beauty of it. Okay, enjoy little things, and let go of the rest. And I believe when you do that, you're going to realize at one point that the perfection you're looking for is going to come to you. This is really weird. Seriously, it's going to come to you because you let go and your focus is on enjoying and having a good time and feeling good inside and doing stuff where you just stress free and comfortable. You know, your focus, your perspective are in on feeling good and being great where you are. Okay, it might not be the perfection that others are portraying on TV or on the magazine or on YouTube or whatever, but if you are comfortable in your imperfectly perfection, you're gonna be okay, and our perfection is going to find you. you know, that's it. That's what I wanted to share with you. Hopefully that was helpful. If you want to check my shop with my design, they're just art prints that I design. It's really something that I like to do because I love colors. I told you that I love fabric, so I love colors, and I design a few things with intuitive messages that I write on it, and I partnered with a print on demand provider in the UK, and they just print my design on canvas, and that you can purchase. So if you wanna check my shop, I don't have all the design uploaded yet, but there's a few there. So maybe they're going to resonate with you. Um, but you don't have to, obviously. But if you want to leave me a comment, let me know what you think about the content, and if you have any questions or anything you want me to address, maybe I will have, um, an insight, intuitive insight. And it's not something that is specific to me. I want to make that clear right now. It's not specific to me. Anyone can have intuitive insight. You just listen within, and there's some things that are going to come out. That's why I decided to go without a script here. Things come to my mind and I speak, I speak them, and I'm in the frame of mind where I ask my inner self, which is me, or my higher self, which is me. Uh, okay, this is the topic I want to talk about. Yeah, let's go. What do I have to share? So it comes naturally. Anyone can do that. Okay, so that's what I'm sharing right now. So if you want to leave me a question or a topic you want me to address, I'm just going to give you my perspective. Remember, that's my perspective. I'm sitting in one specific corner of the room, so I'm saying a specific thing. So, again, everything is truth because in divine consciousness, there's everything and its contrary, everything and its cousin. you know, there's everything. So, Don't worry about it. If it doesn't resonate with you, that's okay. If it resonates with you, that's okay as well. Okay? That means you need that to move on. If it doesn't resonate with you, that means you don't need that. You already have everything you need to move on. So move on. Okay? So voila. I was moving to French right away. Thank you for listening. And well, that's it for me today. See you next time. Bye bye.